Grind King just sent me a new truck. Let's play with it. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel all about skateboarding, and every now and then something kind of cool happens. So you may know a little bit about the saga of Grind King, where I did a video talking about whatever happened to them, and they came back into business in part because of seeing that video, and they have a new product out, and they sent me one. They left a note. I have opened it, I cut it open and ripped off the label, but I haven't actually seen it yet. It says, "To Rad Rat, thanks for the inspiration. For those who grind, El Grind King." All right, this is gonna be cool. If you haven't seen this truck yet, it is probably the most exciting new skateboarding invention in a while. All right, so here we go. He let me pick out a color and a size. All right. Take a look at this. This is the Grind King locker. So you can tell that the hanger is looking a little bit weird, but that's because you can lock into grinds on it. So it's like a well-worn truck. So the actual structural support is down here to still give you some grind space, so you don't really lose out on much by having it already ground down like that. You got the name locker in there. It has a bunch of other really interesting things. For example, the base plate is all rounded off, and that's supposed to help it from like digging into your deck. You've got these multiple points for your bolts to go through, so you can adjust the spacing and all that. A spot to adjust the nut going through it. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on with this. Let's see what else I got. Let me guess what this is. It's another truck. I got the 8.25s because that is what I've been skating these days, and these just look mean. Man, just look at these. So I cannot wait to throw these on. Let's see what else I got though. He gave me a couple other little things in here. Oh, gave me another Grind King tool. I do have a Grind King tool. This one is cool because you can pull off the top right here, and that will act as a little screwdriver. So this is actually all you need right here if you don't want to carry a screwdriver around with you. So that is pretty cool. And I got some stickers, but and some bolts too. Look at that. Look at that. Grind King rocket bolts. Not so sure what these are. But they are space age, it says. So I am going to set this board up and see how it feels. All right, so let's set these up, and I'm gonna replace my Grind King disruptors, which is what I had been skating. But I think it'd be a good opportunity to fill you guys in a little bit on what's been going on over here. If you're hearing lots of noise, like drilling and pounding and stuff, it's because I'm having an addition built on my house. My wife and stepdaughter don't live here yet because my house is so tiny. So we are, and for lease reasons and stuff like that, but so we're building on to the house, and it's been incredibly loud every day for a good long while. Another thing going on is that I sprained my wrist pretty badly. I had a skate trip planned with my friend. There's a hotel in Salt Lake City where there's a skate park in it, so you can stay there, and there's like climbing walls and all kinds of stuff too, but there's also a skate park. Day one, I go there, bail on on a quarter pipe, and sprained my wrist, and I sprained it bad. I was in rough shape, so it has been tough out there skating wise, but I'm about to get this truck off here, and then I'm also going to try the Rockets hardware, because I had used this before. This is just whatever they had at the skate park, skate shop last time I needed some hardware. And I typically don't use fill-ups because they'll work really well about once, and then that's it. You will strip them and then you're done. So when I opened up the hardware, I was thinking, is this gonna be Phillips? Is it gonna be Allen? And in fact, it is neither. You get, it looks like this. So it's just a star pattern, and then these wings will hold it in place. So I'm very curious to try that. I don't know what it's gonna be like just having stars on the top of my board, but you get 6 black ones and 2 silver. So that'll be kind of cool. All right, so this is my back truck. I think I'll do the 2 silvers on the back. So these new trucks, so you see there's the 3 different spots you can put the hardware. I'm gonna just line it up with where they were, which is, oh, it's not an exact match. Oh yeah, it is. So to match it, I'm in this closest hole. So I could make the tails longer by a decent amount there, like almost an inch. Well, maybe not an inch from center to center, but I'm gonna keep it where it was. No, I'm gonna tweak it 1. I'm gonna move it in 1, just to see what happens. And yeah, I have been using the DKL non-abrasive grip for a while now. My problem with it when it first came out was that it would peel off in the sun. And I left this board in my car every single day all summer. And it was fine. You can see it peeling up now, but it is not summer anymore. It has gone through, it's about 20 degrees outside right now, or -6 or 7 in Celsius. So you can imagine that it has been through all of the extremes, and it's hanging on. It's not perfect, but I mean, even normal grip tape can wear off a bit. So I'm pretty happy with it. It took a while, like if you first get it, it takes a minute to get your tricks. It feels a bit weird at first. So we're gonna put these on. Oh, these work just fine. That sinks right in. I was worried. I thought that I was probably gonna need to really put in some serious effort for it. And this is how they look as tight in as I can get them. Hopefully that's focusing. So on the spec sheet that Grind King sent me, there are different ways to adjust the bushings. I'm gonna do them just as the default, but the bottom one locks in, and you have some options for doing it. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna try them default just to see what they're, out of the box, what they're like. We have to try out the wheelbase. This is take 2. The wind is so strong that it knocked my phone over. I don't know how much you didn't see. What I've been trying to do is a no-comply gazelle flip, which looks kind of like that. On my 9.8 giant board, I would do it without a pivot because the board is so big that I could just throw it and I would probably land on it. On a smaller board, you gotta be a little bit more precise. All right, we're just gonna keep the bad one. It's way too cold out here to be playing games. Obviously sketchy, but I'm gonna keep it there because I can't tell what exactly is making me stuck today, whether it's being out of practice, whether it's the wind, whether it's the cold, whether it's the wheelbase. So let's do some grinds. So the first thing I'm concerned about is because of the dips there, when you're in 50-50, the board's gonna be at more of an angle. Now you see it locking in, it just slides right into place there. But if the truck was flat, the board would be a little bit more straight. Is that gonna be a problem? Let's find out. Okay, it felt a little bit weird coming out because I'm not pinching against the wheel, which I could normally do and spin out of it. So let's try that again. All right, regular 50-50, no problem. Let's try 180 out. Okay. So straight grinds are not a problem. Man, it is windy. Like I kind of worried that they might be. It actually slides a little bit easier because you're not gonna rub against your, in this case, heel side wheels, because you're gonna rock back a little bit onto the truck. So there are a couple where I got him slipped right out because dude's grinding a little faster than I thought. Not really a bad thing, but what you really want to know about, or at least what I want to know about, is crooks. Now,
The thing is, I'm gonna be right in that heel side locker spot right there. Oh, that feels nice. That feels nice. I can just kind of stand there. Whether I can grind there is gonna be a different story. Okay, all right. That was interesting. So to me, it felt more like I was kind of about here and not really locked in, but I'm not really sure until I go back and watch it. One thing I did definitely notice though, is a lot of times with a normal truck, I'll get in and the wheel will pinch and I'll be thrown off. Not once did I fly off the front. I would land and kind of slip out. That's new for me. Crooks, normally I'll at least lock up and fly off the front a couple of times before I get a good one. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try one more, see if I can get like a really nice one. But they're definitely working. Let's set that aside right now and test no slides. Yep, they work. Yep, no slides work. So you see me locking into that. It's a little weird. That's still just like a crooked nose grind and not a crooked grind. And I can't tell if that has to do with a locking mechanism or if it's just me being scared after my injury. Let's just get this one then. The biggest thing I noticed is how much faster I grind in good and bad ways. Bad because if I'm expecting it to stick, it's just slipping right out. Like that crooked grind, I had a hard time with it for a couple of reasons. One was just committing to a trick after being hurt. And this is my first time skating after being hurt. But also, I feel like it doesn't pinch the wheel nearly as much with this shape. So you can't really grind right against the wheel because there's a bump right there. When I set it up on the ledge at the end and jumped on it, I tried to have it right in that spot, and it just slips into the groove. At least it feels like it. I haven't seen it yet, but like it slips into that groove, so the wheel isn't pinching. There is a box at the indoor skate park. It's not open today, or I would have gone there, but and you pinch against that coping and it bends and you grind super slow on it. I feel like this, I would just be gliding along it no problem. So it grinds very fast. The no slides, of course, fine. I just had to do some because I can do them. The bolts I like. So far, everything is good. I think it's going to take a little bit of adjustment to get used to it, but I want to show you. So this is the crooked grind spot. And I think it would look different if the coping was round and it might have, like the grind marks would have filled that whole thing. But I think a lot of times I was landing in the middle and then slipping over to the side there as it kind of locked me in, which is the whole purpose of it, is to lock you in. And on the back truck for the 50/50s and 5/0s, I was able to grind right in the middle as well as, use the sides to lock in. So they definitely work. They do everything you want them to do, and you grind a little bit faster. So cool. Is it going to be worth, getting used to it, adjusting to it, and then never being able to skate any flat truck again? I don't know yet. I'm going to have to keep skating them to find out.